I do want to bring in senior writer Zach Lowe into this discussion. Can you beam in, Zach? Hello. So Jokic's teammate, Zach, they said last night that this was pretty uncharacteristic, is what they said, Zach, of Jokic. So what exactly is Jokic and Morris's history of fouls like this?
First of all, I don't have any brothers. I feel like I need some brothers to stand up for me. I don't think my little sisters are going to be standing up for me like this. Second of all, I can't believe Perk and our TikTok senior citizen, Richard Jefferson, over there. Look, they're absolutely right that Markieff Morrus instigated it for the Heat, and I love Eric Spoelstra, but for him to say, oh, that was just a take foul, that wasn't just a take foul. That was a cheap shot, that was a hard take foul. But you cannot, 285 pounds, you cannot just run into someone with a history of back and neck problems. Don't mess with the Bulls unless you want the horns. And and forearm check them in the back when they're not looking, man. That is not okay. And Jokic has a history, contrary to what his teammates said, his temper has always been his biggest enemy. We saw it in the playoffs against the Suns last year. When he gets frustrated after a no call or when the game just isn't going Denver's way, he has a history of slapping people. And sometimes they're innocent little taps, and sometimes, like the one on Campaign in the playoffs last year, they are full-on wind-ups that if they hit the wrong target, they're going to do some damage. So I'm going to expect a multi-game suspension here for Jokic, and I think, frankly, it's deserved. I think Markieff will probably get fined because the Morris brothers instigate stuff. You guys are right about that. But there's no place for what Jokic did last night. That was a really dangerous cheap shot. And by the way, in a bizarre way, they're almost lucky that Markieff was hurt enough to stay on the floor, because if he gets up, that is a full-on brawl, and lots of stuff could happen.
Tim Legler and I were actually texting about that exact thing last night. Richard was yanking on my sleeve.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I would say this is that European players, and we can all sit up here and follow this game, European players have a reputation for being soft. This is the reputation, whether it's real or fair or not. So you want to be aggressive. You want to be physical with them. These are all the things that you want to do. And so sometimes they retaliate. And I'm not saying that it's right. What he did was wrong. But at the end of the day, for us to say that this was a general take foul and that Jokic was supposed to go and tap Morris on his shoulders and like, excuse me, I'd like to have words with you. That is not the way this is going to go. These were two men. They got into a tussle.
Right.
One of them won. One of them started. Right. The other one finished it. And that was the end of it.
Right. Well, okay. So let's see how it actually is going to go. Because as Zach Lowe mentioned, it's hard to imagine some sort of suspension not being handed down here. So, Brian, what is the expectation on how the league is going to handle this?
So the threshold for suspensions in the NBA has increased under Adam Silver. If this was David Stern as the commissioner and Rod Thorne as the czar of discipline, I think he would definitely see a harsh suspension, but that just hasn't been the way Adam Silver has gone. In fact, Kiki Vandeweghe, who was the czar of discipline, left after last season, and he hasn't even been replaced yet. To show you where they are. So Byron Spruell, the VP of Operations, will make the ruling on this. But it's kind of similar to a play that happened last year in the playoffs between Patrick Beverley and Chris Paul. You remember that? Chris Paul kind of, talked about something when he walked past, and Chris Paul pushed him in the back. That resulted in a one-game suspension. Now, that wasn't an instigation physically, so that could be a baseline they go back to. I agree with Zach that I do think that because of the force of the play, that maybe they'll look. But, Jokic has avoided suspensions for stuff in the past. So you also may want to send a message to Jokic to knock this off.
Well, I mean, you got to be a pro at this. I would.
At shoving or?
Well, both.
Okay.
And I thought Jokic did a great job in this interview. One thing you have to do, you have to be remorseful. Okay, and look, Zach, nobody is going to have a brawl. Nobody is going to fight. I delivered a lot of hard fouls, and you know what I came to? I did, Richard. And you know what I came to the conclusion of is that list. A lot of these guys ain't going to bust a grape in the fruit fight, and they ain't going to pour milk on cereal. And they ain't gonna listen to it go snap, crackle, or pot. Here we go. Here go a prime example. I fouled somebody hard.
And you walked away?
I walked away. I took my shove. I knew I was gone.
How much did that cost you?
$10K.
Yeah, look.
But I was remorseful. I told him.
Were you really?
He's walking, but that's what I'm saying.
I walked away. I took my shove. I wasn't tripping. Look.
Yeah.
Oh,
but you knew what was coming.
I knew what was coming.
You knew what was coming. And
also, Max Seal couldn't shoot free throws. It was actually probably a smart foul.
Yeah. Shout out to Doc Rivers.
But also, that's what when they talk about the NBA being soft, that's part of it. It's like, player, you knew what was coming. Now, all of a sudden, players can do that, and it's like, well, I didn't think he was going to do anything to me.
I will say, though, Perk, that foul might feel a little different nowadays than it did at your, in your playing time.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.